riding along, minding my own business. I'm actually not doing anything dumb. I come up on a kind of gradual curve in the road, which I will show you here in a few minutes. And I don't think too much of it. I'm in the fast lane, again, going flow of traffic. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, it's like I wasn't paying attention or whatever. I couldn't really tell. And I came up on a completely dead stop car in the road. Like fully dead freaking stop. Or almost there. And in front of him was this SUV that had slammed on its brakes and was like currently drifting to turn into the median to make a U-turn. And I'm like, what the heck? It caught me so off guard, and I was like, what the heck is going on? So I immediately get on my brakes, and I didn't register at first that the car was like almost dead stop. So I wasn't full panic brake right off the rip. So then as I realized, oh wow, I'm like really coming up on this car, I squeezed more and more, and I'm like giving this thing everything that I feel like it's got before I'm gonna lock the front tire and lay her down. And I'm coming up on the car pretty quick. And I'm like, all right, well, one of two things is gonna happen. I'm either gonna get lucky and stop in time, or I'm gonna bump this car at 10 or 15. I'm gonna probably flip up onto its, trunk, and I should be okay. As long as there's nobody behind me, I should be okay. That's what's kind of going through my head. And at this point, there is no time to swerve. I can't go left because that SUV is in the median. I can't really go right because I've braked so hard at this point. I don't really know what's next to me. And it's not like I had time to check mirrors with all this going on. So there's no safe path for me other than just heavy duty brakes, straight line, keep the bike solid, make sure that front tire is just getting every last friggin' ounce of grip it can possibly get. So that's what I did. And I stopped about half an inch from the dude's rear bumper, and so close in fact that he kind of like pulls over and waves me over because he thought I hit him. And I pop off the bike and I'm like, bro, I did not hit you. I know it was like this close, but I did not hit you. I'm good if you're good. And he's like, you good? And I was like, yep. We fist bumped and we went on our merry way. And I was so like, it was weird. I was so dialed in and focused at dealing with the situation. I was like emotionless when it was happening and right after it happened. I was just like, brake. Okay, good. He waved me over, talked to him, even voice. Kind of got back on the bike, safely got back out on the road. Because, now we're accelerating onto an interstate essentially. Did my thing, and it wasn't until 5-10 minutes later I was like, whoa, that was close. Like it kind of hit me a little bit. But that being said, for better or worse, I've crashed enough vehicles that like, this might sound arrogant, and it definitely is probably not true, but I feel like I just kind of, sometimes the human mind has that like wherewithal to know when you're gonna crash and when you're not gonna crash. And I didn't get the I'm gonna crash feeling, so I kind of like knew I was gonna be okay in a weird way. I don't know, that might just be me on crack. But anyway, we are now coming up on the area where this happened, so I want to start talking you through it. So right now we've got all these Jersey barriers here, and these are pretty tall. So if you look really close, it's too late because it just went away, but you really can't see a car in the opposing lane's fast lane with those barriers, and that's going to become important here really quick. So as I make this straight here, this bridge is pretty bumpy right here. So as I'm bumping along, you're kind of like getting a little bit upset, your butts, you're shaking around, whatever. And as we come around this curve, you're checking, you're hitting the worst of the bumps on the bridge, you're looking, everything's good. Jersey barriers, right? I'm a little bit blind. All of a sudden, bam, that car is dead stop right where that U-turn sign is, and he's trying to make that turn to the median. So unless you are looking over that Jersey barrier and trying to like purposefully make sure that there's nobody there, which nowadays I will do, but I didn't really think to ever do that, it's pretty easy for like, it's like half blind, like when you're tucked up on a bike next to this wall, it's just a little bit blind to look over it. And it's just enough that I didn't notice that car until I was right up on top of it. So it was probably a more avoidable hard braking situation if I had been looking a little further down the road. but I've never really thought to look kind of over a barrier like that. That is a huge lesson for me. I will now do that from now on and put some more thought into that. But yeah, it was really quite the experience, not in a good way. But you know, everything turned out all right. So I want to share this because these are the type of things that you need to take lessons from and learn as much as you possibly can. There's no better lesson to be learned than one that A, doesn't result in somebody getting hurt, and B, doesn't result in you getting hurt. So this is a win-win for both of us, right? I do like to go on YouTube sometimes and watch crash, I don't want to say crash videos, but kind of the accident avoidance videos, or you know, that like Dan the fireman does and stuff. It just reminds you of little things you can do to help prevent injury and getting in an accident that you'd be surprised, but really do make a big difference. And I've watched a lot of those over the years, and one of the big things he talks about, and like the MSF course and everything else, is practice your high-speed braking, you know, your hard braking just in general. And I do that. Not as much as I probably should, but I do it. And like, you know, even just here, there's nobody behind me, you know, give that a good practice, right? Make sure you know how to stop that bike quickly in case you ever need to do it. So that is very much, in my opinion, what saved me that day, is that I have over the years practiced over and over and over and over again my high-speed braking, and I've really pushed the limits. I've even just started to lock the front tire before and let off quick, so I really understand what this bike has to offer for braking performance. And on these Harleys, this thing has really good brakes actually, but you got to squeeze the lever kind of hard. And one of the other slight mistakes I made, or make, I guess you could still say, is I usually two-finger the brake, which is great for just normal riding. But these brakes are hard enough to pull, to be honest. You really kind of want a hand on it. You know, everything on a Harley is kind of chunky and meaty, and you want your whole hand on there to really, really pull that brake lever tight. So I think that's what I would do next time. Is what I'm going to start doing, I should say, is practicing my heavy braking, but making sure that my whole hand is on the brake lever, so that I've got, you know, really 100% braking. And what happened was, and I think I was pulling the brakes as hard as I wanted to anyway. My two fingers were strong enough, so it wasn't a huge deal. But I also blocked the other two fingers out from being able to. What are you doing there, Tesla, dude? From being able to hit the brake. So, yeah, what was that move, bro? Again, it didn't really seem to stop me from braking as hard as I needed to, but just something else to consider. So, anyways, guys, as always, thanks for watching. If you liked it, please like and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Goodbye.